Hi everybody, welcome to the show. We just got back from vacation the end of last week, and I went down to Florida to see my family. Got to do something epic while we were there. Talk about that later. But while I was gone, I didn't get to see any of my usual friends' Halloween channels or any of that. So I'm way behind on watching my usual channels. So today I saw Halloween Dan had a new video. Like he was talking about this hashtag halfway to Halloween thing. So it's kind of fun. There were some questions about Halloween. It was really neat hearing him give answers. I went to one of my next go-to channels, Haunt at the Roxbury. Oh, they had one too. So I'm sitting there and watching David and Jamie, and I love watching their stuff. If you've never seen their channel, you have to watch when they go through haunted houses because it's almost as much fun as going through yourself. You know, David's filming and he's laughing the whole time and having fun and checking things out. And Jamie's going up ahead, and they're just so much fun to watch. They're both great. But anyway, as I'm watching their halfway to Halloween questionnaire answer, we get to the end, and I realize I was one of the people they tagged. So I'm super late to the party. Again, I was away when this all happened, and I apologize, but I got a video to make, so let's get to it. So first of all, if you haven't seen Haunt the Roxbury, and I'm sure most of you have, it's an amazing Halloween channel. They do walkthroughs of professional haunted houses. They talk about home haunters. You get to see some of their own home haunt stuff. Super awesome. They're a super fun couple. Not only do they have Haunt the Roxbury, but Jamie Loving All Seasons is Jamie's other channel. So make sure you check that out too. Again, they're just great people. You'll fall in love with them as soon as you see them, and you'll be a fan just like I am. So the first question that we have is, are you a fan of haunted houses? Yes, the answer is yes. Now, when I was really young, I wasn't always a fan. I was very timid and kind of nervous to go through. As I got older, I gained more of an appreciation. And when I was in college, I went to school down in Sarasota, Florida. And me and my friend Chris would try to go to the Halloween Horror Nights. So we went to a few of those down at Universal. That really kind of re-sparked my love for haunted houses. So just going through and seeing the detail, and like you walk into this warehouse and all of a sudden it's snowing where you are, right? And you see the outside of a building and then you're walking into it. It was so cool. It really encompassed a lot of what I love about Halloween. From that point on, again, I just really had that spark of loving going into haunted houses. And it's a sensation you don't get anywhere else, right? This sense of fear, maybe like theme park rides if you're nervous about a ride. That's the only other place where you feel like safe, but kind of nervous and scared. And as soon as you scream, you start laughing because it's fun. And you just realize how like in the moment you were, right? Because deep down we know it's not real. Like we know they're scare actors. We know it's a set piece. But you get so into the moment that when you do get scared and you jump, like right away you start laughing at yourself, saying like, oh yeah, you're like silly, I knew this was not real, but you're just so in the moment, right? And that's what I love about haunted houses, is just that feeling that you're transported to this other place. You're in this other reality for a little bit, and that's so cool. Like I completely love that. That is why, yes, I love haunted houses. Number 2 is, what is your favorite ghost story or haunted lore? I love the classics, right? Like Sleepy Hollow. I know David mentioned that in his video. Love that. I think it's awesome. So for me, I think some of my favorite ghost stories are the personal ones that people have shared though. People that don't know, for about 9 years, I actually helped start and run a spiritualist church. And that's where mediums come in and, you know, communicate with those who have passed on. And I was introduced to it. I was really fascinated by it. We didn't have one in our state of Rhode Island, so me and some other friends started one, and we were thriving. It was a thriving community. We had over 100, 125 people coming every week. And then COVID hit and boom, everything stopped. It got to the point where it'd be hard to start paying bills, and how do we start reintroducing things, as we had to close for a while. And so that's when we ended it. But from that, I really got to experience, you know, for myself, my thoughts and beliefs about what happens when we die. What was interesting is, through that church, that's how I met my wife, Alana. At that point, I was living in a mobile home, and she came and stayed with me there and ended up moving in there. And while we were living there, she said to me one time, it's like, oh, I saw a gray cat in your house. Now, I had a cat that was a black tortoise, right? So she had the black with like the orange fur. Alana said she saw a gray cat. And then one of her friends also saw a gray cat in my house. I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about with this gray cat. I might have shared this story before, so if I have, apologize. But if it's new to you, cool. So one night I'm sleeping in the house by myself. I was the only one there besides my cat Penny. And I'm laying in bed and I felt Penny, I thought, jump on the bed and walk across my chest. I felt the paws go across my chest. So I sat up to pet her. And when I sat up, I didn't see her. I didn't hear her jump off the bed, but I didn't see her on the bed. But I felt her walk across me. So I got up and I was like, Penny? Didn't see her. So mobile home, it was a single wide, so it was kind of like long. The bedroom was kind of at the end over here. So I walked down the mobile home to get to the other end where I see my cat Penny just waking up as I enter the room and turn the light on. Kind of like half blinking, when like the light hits your eyes at first and you're trying to deal with that. Sleeping on her cat bed on the other side of the house. So it wasn't her that jumped and walked across my chest. The only thing I can think of is it must have been the gray cat, this ghost cat that was apparently in the mobile home. There was another time later on where I had a similar experience where I was in the back office room, which is right, so there's the bedroom and then there's a tiny office right next to it at the very end. And I was walking out of there and I thought it was Penny again that ran past me. I saw like a black kind of blur go past my leg and I felt it brush up against my leg. So I looked down, I didn't see her. And so I'm kind of looking for her. So I look up and I'm looking down the hallway and I see her start walking towards me, coming from the living room, very slowly just walking towards me like nothing happened. So once again, I realized, oh, that must have been the ghost cat running past my leg. So I lived in a haunted house with a cat. Go figure, right? There's so many cool stories of people I've met that are like that. And I think, haunted lore and Halloween stories are cool and they're awesome. But just a personal experience like that is just so cool to me. I think that's awesome. So I think Ghost Cat, it's fun, it's cute, it's not too scary. It's a great story to tell, so there you go. Number 3, do you plan on decor hunting this year? So this is an interesting year because prices have gone up. We've got this whole tariff trading thing going on just from inflation from the past few years. Also, like prices are just high on Halloween stuff. So this year I plan on trying to make more props, and I've been kind of absent on the channel because I'm kind of getting settled in with what I'm making, what I'm working on. I'll talk about that a little bit at the end. That doesn't mean the answer is no, because I'll be honest, me and my wife and son, one of the things we like to do is just go look at the Halloween stuff when it comes out. So if we hear a store's got Halloween stuff, we'll go look at it. Then we'll go back like a few days later and see if there's anything new. So I will buy something. I will definitely buy something. Usually I get something from Home Depot or Lowe's. Like I really wanted to get the DJ from Lowe's this year because he fits the Halloween party that we do. Yes, I will be decor hunting. Hopefully my budget will be smaller because I'll be building more stuff towards a theme that I can't really buy a lot of stuff for anyway. Again, we're going to save that for the ending. So if you want to know what I'm focusing on for this year, stick around to the end. So number 4 is probably one of the more controversial questions here. And this is candy corn. Do you love it or hate it? I don't know that I have a perfect answer for this. Like, I like candy corn, kind of. Like every year it comes out and I'll see it and I'll say, it's Halloween season, gotta get the candy corn, and I'll get it. And I'm one of those people that like, I bite each color separately. So I take the little white tip off, and then the orange, and then the little yellow piece at the end. Sometimes I'll switch it up and get the one that's got the brown chocolate at the end instead of the yellow, or the big pumpkins, right? Some that come with those big candy corn pumpkins, which I know they're the same thing, I think, but they kind of taste different. I don't know. Pumpkins are really good. But I do. I jump in and I start eating candy corn. And then after a couple minutes, I kind of like, it's not that I get sick of it right away, but you kind of get like, oh, it's kind of, forgot how like waxy it is and kind of filling and super sweet. And so then I'm kind of like, oh, I just need to stop. Like I'm done. But then like an hour later, I'll walk by and be like, ooh, candy corn. And then I'll take another piece. So I don't know if I love it, but I like it. And it's like a tradition now. So yeah, I guess I'm on the positive side more than the negative side. they get my money every year. So there you go. Next one, number 5 is, are you big into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? And if so, what is your favorite costume of all time? So I am not personally huge on dressing up for Halloween. When I was younger, I liked it. And, you know, there are probably a few costumes that I thought that were pretty cool. But as I've gotten older, I'm kind of more about experiencing everything else. Like I want to see what the kids wear for Halloween. I find that part more fun. It's not that I don't like dressing up. It's just that usually I'm so busy doing everything else, I completely forget to get a costume. Like last year for our Halloween party, I didn't even have a costume to wear because I just kind of forgot about it, you know, till last minute. I was running around doing everything else and it's just like, oh, we're having a Halloween party and you don't have a costume. So I think it's fun. I think it's really cool. As a kid, you know, I had a cool headless horseman costume. So, you know, you've got the shirt that comes up here and there's a little hole that I would peek out through. You know, the arms would come down and they were like kind of like stuffed coming out. So one was holding the pumpkin and I forgot what the other one was. And then my real arms were underneath the kind of the cloak I had. So there was a shirt and then there was like a cape and my arms were hidden underneath. And that was a really fun costume as a kid. I really enjoyed that one. You know, and then as a kid, we had like the Star Wars costumes and all that kind of stuff that we were into at the time. So dressing up for Halloween is super cool and it's super fun. It's just not the top of my priorities. Number 6 is, what is one activity or experience that is on your spooky bucket list this year? One that I didn't think I'd be able to do, and then I just got to do it, was we got into the preview for Epic Universe, and I really wanted to see the Village of Darkmoor, the Dark Universe section of Epic Universe down at Universal Studios. And it's awesome. Spoiler alert, I probably will talk about it in another video. I started filming that last night, and then I saw this and I said, oh, I really need to do this because I don't want people to think I just like ignored them. So I'm just way behind on life. You know, so that was definitely on my bucket list. I didn't think it would be for this year because I really didn't think I'd get in. But then when we were able to get in, I was super excited. So that's definitely one I can check off the list. But there's another one that I definitely want to see, haunted house I want to see that's not that far away. We're in Rhode Island. This is up in, I think it's New Hampshire, is Haunted Overload. And so I know Jamie and David, you mentioned that. So if you find a way to get up over this way and go to Haunted Overload and I can get my schedule to match up, I'd love to meet you down there because that's definitely on my list of to do haunted houses, you know, in this area. I just think I've seen the set pieces they have that are huge. And I love the artistry of it. I went to school for illustration. I've always loved, you know, painting and creating things. And that's part of my love for Halloween. And so Haunted Overload just ticks all those boxes for me. It looks amazing. And I'd really like to get out there. So that's definitely one that's on my list. And then just seeing other local haunters in the area. I'd like to see what people do in the yard displays. I didn't get to see as many as I'd like to last year. So this year, I really want to try to take the time to get out there and experience what people are doing in my local area. So that's definitely on the list for this year, and I'm pretty sure I can squeeze that one in. So number 7 is, what book, series, or movies scream Halloween? A movie right away. I know a lot of people say that. It's a boring answer, but The Nightmare Before Christmas, to me, that's like perfect Halloween. I love that. If we want to go a little more classic, back in time, I love Lost Boys. Love me some vampire movies, so that's a great movie that hits the spot for me as well. If we want to go to series, I'm going to jump to TV and say, ever since I was a kid, this was a big part of Halloween for me. And this is the Treehouse of Horrors on The Simpsons. You can't go wrong with it. Every year it was a fun episode, and I would go trick-or-treating, and I'd try to rush back to make sure I was back in time to see The Simpsons because I love the Treehouse of Horrors, so awesome. And as far as a book, when I was a kid, one of my favorite books I ever got was at a Scholastic book fair right before Halloween. And it was a Garfield book where they had the ghost pirates that came out after them. And I loved that book as a kid. I just loved the spooky art, the atmosphere, the ghost pirates coming through. So for a book, I see that, and right away, that to me, that screams Halloween. My son got really into Garfield a couple of years back, so I was able to bring that up and share that with him, and it was cool. So yeah, book was my Garfield one with the pirates. Awesome. Number 8 is, how do you typically spend your Halloween night? So where I live, we're kind of out in the woods, so there isn't really trick-or-treaters that come around. So we do a Halloween party. We do a big party every year for Halloween, but it's not on Halloween night. So what we do is we meet up with some of my son's friends' families. The families all get together. We're all friends, and we go out trick-or-treating in another neighborhood that they used to live in. So one of his friends, their family used to live in this other neighborhood that gets a bunch of people and has a bunch of decorations. So we usually go down there, walk through, get to see them. They get to say hi to their friends. We get to see the cool decorations. The kids have fun running around getting candy, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Again, it's all about the kids. We get together beforehand. We have some food. We go trick-or-treating. Then last year on the way back, we hit a home haunter, a local home haunt. And it was great. We got to see their haunt on Halloween night. So it was super fun. So this year will probably be the same, unless we open our haunt to the public. And then I might have to rearrange things because Halloween's on a Friday night and we'd probably have to have it open. So I don't know yet what's going to happen this year, but you'll find out as I figure it out. So stay tuned. So number 9 is, what does Halloween mean to you? And this is a great question. It's going to be different for everybody. But for me, Halloween's the perfect holiday because it's a holiday for kids and adults, right? Adults can go and enjoy it. There's not the pressure of like, I have to buy Christmas gifts. I have to get gifts for Easter. We have to dress up and go out with the family to dinner or go to someone's house. Like, no, Halloween's the one night where no one bugs you. You get to do your own thing. Whatever it is you like to do, you get to do it. And I love that. Adults and kids can dress up. If they want to, they can get all decked out and go to an adult Halloween party, kid Halloween party, trick-or-treating. You get to be whoever you want to be in that moment. You get to pretend to be someone else for a night, which is great. I love that whole idea of just role-playing. Tonight I'm a pirate. I'm going to talk like a pirate and say crazy things to people, and no one cares because everyone accepts it on Halloween. It's great. And then for me, the haunted houses, I just think there's something beautiful about Halloween with the lighting and the colors and the fact that one yard is a pirate theme, right? So you're going through pirates. Another one's a beautiful graveyard with blues and purples, but then the next one has lots of oranges and greens with pumpkins and witches and purple. And I love the colors of Halloween. I love the lighting of Halloween. I love the theming, how it can be really anything, right? You can do a Christmas theme for Halloween if you want. You can do anything you want. And I love that the ability that you can be so creative, right? And just make whatever you desire and people will come and appreciate it. And then for me, the haunted houses, right? Whether it's a home haunt or a professional, is just going to that next step of being immersed, right? You're walking into an experience that you couldn't have anywhere else at any other time of the year. And you go in and you're in a different place, someplace you've never experienced before. You're completely surrounded by it, right? It's above you, it's to the sides of you, things are popping out in front of you, behind you. You have an awareness of the situation that's way greater than normal, right? You have a heightened awareness. You're screaming, you're laughing, you're crying. Like, Halloween's got a little bit of everything, and no other holiday has that for me. So for me, Halloween is just this experience of fun and joy and laughter and just exploring a new world. It's so amazing what people create, and I love seeing the artistry of it. How people are so outgoing. You've got hundreds of people walking down the street. They're not pushing each other. They're not shoving each other. Like, the kids all get along. It's just like this one night where everybody comes together no matter what. There's not the pressure and stress of Christmas and other holidays. It's just chill. It's fun. It's exciting. I love that. So Halloween is just a perfect holiday for me. And so now number 10 is I gotta pass this on. So one person that I really would like to see talk about it is Robert Rivera's collection of hobbies. He's a big inspiration to me because he's been working on his home haunt for a while now. He's already working on it, and that's awesome. I wish I had such a great head start, and it's coming out great. So Robert, you're up. If you want to share your answers to these Halloween questions, we'd love to see it. Second, I'm going to pass it on to Lemonade, and not a completely Halloween channel. He's done some trance music and stuff in there as well, which is cool. But what he did for Halloween a couple years ago in his living room was just this awesome scene. These two skeletons talking. It's funny. It's super cool. So, Lemonade, you're up. And last but not least, I'm going to pass it to Val from Treat or Treat. She hasn't posted a video in a little while, so hopefully everything's okay. Val does a lot of like cool like homemade Halloween craft stuff and awesome channel. Seems like a great person, and yeah, would like to hear about your Halloween answers. So there we go. That's it. I'm passing it on. But now, so I told you I was going to talk about my haunt. I almost forgot. While I was down in Florida, I got to see Epic Universe. And again, I'm going to talk about that in another video. But when I went there, I wore my Zelda shirt, right? Figured there's Super Nintendo World, there's no Zelda theme there, but I wore that. And I got a ton of people complimenting the shirt. Oh, I like your shirt. You know, one guy said, like, I love your shirt. And he showed me he's had an awesome Skull Kid from Majora's Mask tattoo on his leg. And even right away, walking into the park, the Universal employee waving people in, made fun of everyone else. He's like, except for you with the Zelda shirt. And he gave me a thumbs up. So it kind of made me think a lot of people really love this franchise. So I said, you know, maybe I should try to make some of my Zelda theme haunt stuff that was talked about for a couple of years now. Get to the end of our trip. We came back from Florida. We flew into Rhode Island. We're going down to get our luggage, and there was someone from a local college that was playing the piano down there. And this kid started playing one of the songs from Zelda. And so I was like, oh, okay, Universe. He gave me a couple signs now. I should focus on making my Hyrule Haunt props. So I don't know that it's going to be completed for this year, right? There's a lot of stuff to make. So it might be like a mini Hyrule Haunt this year and then expanding into next year. It really depends on what can get done. But I did play with the 3D printer that I got recently. I did start making a Majora's Mask to go on my Skull Kid because in the Haunt, Skull Kid, because of Majora's Mask, is going to be using the ocarina to basically bring together all these different universes of Hyrule, right? All these different timelines. And so this way I can kind of bring in whatever I want. If I want a Stalfos from this game, you know, but I want a Redead from a different one, I can bring them all together. I can kind of combine them into one haunt and make the props I really want to make. So the theming is, of course, based around Skull Kid and Majora's Mask, bringing that all together. So I got to make him. I printed this Majora's Mask. I still got to glue it together, paint it. Tiny bit smaller than I wanted, but it's what fit in my printer. And someone had already created this one that had this cool wood texture that I really love. So Skull Kid's a bit smaller anyway. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to look cool. And hey, I got a lot of work to do. So stay tuned. We're going to be working on Hyrule Haunt. You're going to see some new props coming up, and I'm going to be talking about making props and all sorts of different things. So stay tuned for Hyrule Haunt. There might be other part of my haunt too. You know, I might do a more traditional part of the haunt and the Hyrule Haunt together. I think that's what's going to probably happen because I don't know I'm going to have enough time to make everything I want to make for this, right? So stay tuned. I just had my welding class too, so I can make frames for animatronics. So a lot of great stuff's happening, but I've been really behind kind of learning how to 3D print, learning the welding, being away from my trip. So apologize for not having a lot of updates recently, but they're going to start picking up really soon. So once again, everybody, now I'm done. Thank you for watching. I am Scared Dad. Spooky season's coming, so go get ready.